Hi everyone. All right, welcome back to my channel. Today's reading I'm really excited for. It is See the Future. What are you manifesting? Now keep in mind with manifestation, this can be conscious and also subconscious. So we're going to see what it is that you are currently manifesting, whether you are aware of it or not. So we've got three groups here, group 1, 2, and 3. Find which pile resonates the most with you, and we will dive right in. Hello, my group ones. All right, if you chose this pile, this is your reading on what are you currently manifesting. Now, I said this in the intro, but I want to be clear. Manifestations can be conscious, they can be subconscious. Oftentimes, a lot of what we manifest is subconscious because that is probably the majority of where a lot of our energy goes is subconscious. So we're going to see what it is. Okay, that's too many. We're going to see what it is that you are manifesting consciously or subconsciously. Ooh. Okay, so we've got two cards here. Okay. So what I see is that with the Page of Wands, this is all about new inspiration, having new goals. You're starting to see maybe some of the fruits of your labor, because if you look at the depiction here, he's got a little bit of growth on this wand. This is indicating that there has been some growth. There has been some fruit of the labor. You've seen leaves sprout from your actions. But it's at the beginning stages of whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. I see that there's also a sense of pride. So maybe you have a new goal that you're working towards. Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe there's a new project that you're kind of just at the beginning stages of, and you're seeing some progress here. And there's a sense of feeling proud. There's a sense of wanting to admire what it is that you have accomplished so far. So a lot of potential with this card showing up. Could also mean too that like you just have a lot of ideas. Page of Wands can talk about just a lot of inspiration. You're looking towards a lot of new ways of doing things, a lot of new projects. Maybe you just have a lot of ideas in your mind and you're not quite clear like which one to commit to, or you're excited about all of them. It could be something like that. So a lot of potential here, a lot of great potential to manifest ideas and projects and goals that you have. With the, with the Pentacles, Two of Pentacles reversed, this talks about not being able to stabilize and balance, okay? The original depiction, he is juggling, he is balancing these two pentacles here. And it's not an easy road. If you look at the water in the background, it's wavy, but these boats are riding the wave. This is symbolic of there are challenges. This is not an easygoing feat. There are challenges with this endeavor that require your ability to prioritize your time, to manage your tasks, to juggle different priorities, to understand what's more important in the moment and how to just kind of prioritize that way. So with it being reversed, I think this is just indicating that right now, with all of these ideas and these things that you're excited about with Page of Wands, it's going to require a little more stabilization, a little more focus on balancing your priorities. So this could look like time management. Maybe something that would be helpful is at the start of your day, writing a list of all the things that need to get done for that day. And then looking at the list and then start prioritizing. Okay, what do I need to start working on first? Once that's completed, what's next? What's next? What's next? That'll just help you get organized and clear about how to balance and juggle all of the responsibilities and the tasks that go into what you're trying to manage right now and what you're trying to manifest. So this is a really good start to the reading. I think you've probably got a lot of ideas in your head of things that you want to manifest. And I see there's a lot of excitement, but we need to balance that with our ability to manage our time, prioritize our responsibilities, and get clear about a process to help us actually achieve what it is that we are wanting to achieve. Yes, and in doing so, we get Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, this is all about emotional fulfillment, nurturement, compassion, caring for ourselves, caring for our goals, okay? And if you see here too in the depiction, we've got water in this image too that's flowing, but it looks much calmer than the water that's in the Two of Pentacles. So I think that what you'll find is once you can kind of balance what needs to be balanced and manage what needs to be managed, it's going to lead you into a little bit of calmer waters. You're going to start stepping into more of this Queen of Cups type of energy. I think this is also a reminder to take care of yourself, because Queen of Cups talks a lot about nurturement, and see how she's like looking at the cup here, and it's almost like she's putting on a pedestal her emotional fulfillment. She's holding out this cup. It's grand, it's decorated. She's got two hands on it. She's looking at it. Her focus is on what is filling my cup. There's a lot of emphasis on this cup in the image. That is where her focus is going. And so through these goals, through these manifestations, I think something else that you are manifesting is going to be a higher awareness and attunement to your own emotional fulfillment. This could also look like nurturing other people. So maybe part of what you're manifesting will involve the nurturement of someone else in some way. So maybe some of you are going to be getting a pet soon. Maybe some of you are going to be having a child soon. Something like that. For others, it could be what you're nurturing are your goals that are in the Page of Wands, like starting a new business or starting a new project. But I see you putting a lot of emotional emphasis into caring for it. And again, the more that we can balance, get this card, in its upright position where we are juggling, we are balancing things, it's going to lead you more into this Queen of Cups fulfillment type of archetype. All right, let's see what else we can get. I'm going to pull some more cards here. What else can I get for my group ones, please, Spirit? What are they manifesting? Okay, activated earth, power lines, ley lines, trust where you're led. So Spirit is telling you sometimes the path that we end up going down on our journey doesn't reflect what our initial plan was. I think more often than not, that's usually how things manifest. As humans, we want to try to control everything, and we want to have this, I think, belief that like if we make a plan for something and follow the steps, everything should work out according to plan. That's not usually how things work, though. There's always things you didn't know, unforeseen challenges, unforeseen setbacks. Something could happen in your personal life that requires you to step away from a project for some time. And this is just part of life, right? Like the journey of life is very complex, and it is not a straight, narrow path. It is windy. It has got twists and turns. There are mountains to climb. There are unforeseen challenges that happen. And so trust where you're led. This is just a reminder from Spirit to say, on this journey of what you're manifesting right now, make sure that if there's any deviation from a plan or an idea that you had in your mind that says it should look like X, Y, and Z, if it deviates from that, just trust where you're led. Trust. That's also just kind of having faith in the universe and faith in yourself, quite frankly, that no matter what challenges come your way, you are going to be able to figure it out. Okay, and then we've got the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. All right, so part of what you're manifesting is bringing your unconsciousness to light. So this is something deep within you that is like a part of your soul, and it might not be on the forefront of where you are from the human experience, but I see that whatever it is that you're manifesting has to do with bringing some of this unconsciousness to light. So you could be working on a goal where maybe you're a starseed and you're dealing with a project that talks about bringing unconsciousness to light. You know, stuff like shadow work or belief systems or, past/parallel lives, your soul's mission, karma, all kinds of things are in the realm of unconsciousness. And so you're going to be working towards bringing this more to the light. Maybe you're going to be directly intentional about wanting to be involved with something that talks about our unconsciousness. Or maybe you don't even realize that the goal that you're striving towards has a lot to do with unconsciousness, or something within your unconsciousness, meaning that, like, a good example I could give is when you have like a pull to do something, like a passion towards something, let's say it's music or art or writing, and there's no real like clear reward, so to speak, for you like pursuing this hobby or this goal, but you just feel this pull to do it. That is your soul communicating with you that this is part of your soul's mission. So follow that. Again, like, trust where you're led. Sometimes we don't understand it and it's not clear, and it might not even be logical. The things that we are interested in and what is motivating us and what we're passionate about, but there's that internal pulling just to pursue it. You working towards this goal is part of your soul's mission, and sharing what you've created with the world could help someone else in some way, which is also part of your mission. So I view that as like, whatever it is that you're manifesting, whatever this goal or goals are that are referenced with this card here, it has a lot to do with the unconsciousness of you. And it plays a big role in your soul's mission. A lot of purpose-driven type of messaging, I feel, is coming through here. All right, let's see. What else can I get for my group ones, please, Spirit? Ooh, we've got Divine Feminine. Okay, so that kind of fits nicely with the Queen of Cups. The Divine Feminine, you are going to be calling in more of your divine feminine energy. This is part of what you are manifesting. Especially with the Queen of Cups, this is like, it really is fitting. So divine feminine is all about nurturement, receiving, compassion, beauty. And I don't even mean just like aesthetic beauty, although I feel that's part of it. I mean beauty and like action, like just the way that you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Like someone who believes they're beautiful carries themselves in a different way than someone who believes they're not. And it's so there's like this energy about them that is sensed beyond aesthetic beauty, if that makes sense. So you are manifesting more of your divine feminine side. For any men that might be watching, we also, both men and women have both divine feminine and masculine within them. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female watching this video. You are manifesting more of your divine feminine side, which is a beautiful thing. Having our divine feminine and masculine balanced, you know what? Balance. Maybe you are heading into a stage in your life. Ooh, maybe this is what you're manifesting. Maybe you are stepping out of more of the divine masculine, which is all about action and, like aggression and power and strength. And you're heading into more of your divine feminine era where you're going to be more in like a receptive state of like, I'm just going to set my vibe here and I'm going to allow the universe to bring to me what it is I'm trying to manifest. Maybe you're going to be more relaxed in your approach to projects or your expectation about how the projects should look because there's this belief that it will work out. You're in this state of receiving, okay? So maybe that's what you're manifesting is like balancing the divine feminine with the masculine. And you're going to step into more of like a nurturing, I'm going to nurture this project versus like force it and take so much action to where I'm exhausted all the time. No. I'm just going to be in a state of like believing this is going to work out for me and I'm going to nurture it. I'm not saying not to take action. It's just the way in which we do it. So I'm going to be in a state of receiving the fruits of my labor. I love it. All right, let's see what else we can get for my group ones here. Ooh, I just had 3 fly out over here. All right, we're going to take them. Oh, okay, we've got radical acceptance, embrace non-judgment, release control. What was I just saying with the divine feminine and the divine masculine? Release control. Okay, like look at him here. He is in a state of receiving. Okay, this is him sitting back, opening his arms, allowing what he knows is coming to him to come to him. Also with radical acceptance, trust where you're led. So accept whatever hiccups along the road show up, whatever challenges, whatever, hardships come along the way. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be pretty all the time, but you are just going to radically accept the challenges as they come. And you are going to be in your divine feminine, just in a state of receival, just sitting with your arms open and allowing the fruits of your efforts to just come to you instead of controlling them and forcing them. Okay. Oh, and we've got shadow work, forgiveness, and unconditional love. Okay, again, what was I saying with bringing unconsciousness to light? Shadow work is part of that. Shadow work is, for those of you who might not know, it is essentially getting familiar and kind of coming face to face with like the shadow side of ourselves, the side of ourselves that maybe we don't want to accept, we don't like, we don't fully understand, maybe we're embarrassed by. It's that side of our nature that we get familiar with, we come face to face with. And what it does is it brings unconsciousness to light, shadow, light. You are peering into that side of yourself so that you can understand why those qualities are there. All of them serve a purpose. If you're someone who gets angry easily, and maybe that's a shadow side of yourself, once you connect in with, let me look at this objectively. Why is it that I feel angry a lot? Well, it could be because you fear worst case scenario. Maybe someone not treating you a certain way that you desire to be treated inflicts on your own self-worth, and it makes you angry because you feel like you need outside validation for your worth as opposed to just finding it within yourself. Like there's always a reason why anger exists or why any of our shadow side exists. And we all have our shadow side, by the way, all of us. And it doesn't matter what stage of evolution you're on or spiritual awakening you're on, we all have a shadow side. Treat it with forgiveness and unconditional love. Whatever yours is, it serves a purpose. And you would benefit yourself to get familiar with your shadow side and try to understand why it's there. What purpose is it serving? Okay? And then we've got the seraphim, guardians, awakener, and purity. So these are like the angels, okay? So Spirit is saying you've got angels on your side. You are protected. You've got angels that are recognizing the efforts that you're putting in, the work that you're putting in, and they're here to protect you. They're here to guide you. They're here to help awaken you. You might also be manifesting a deeper connection with your spirit team, with your spirit guides, with your angels. Wow, what a empowering reading. What you're manifesting, if I had to sum it up, is you've got some goals in your head that you want to work on. You just need to balance your time a little better, prioritize your time, do a little shadow work, have radical acceptance for the journey you're on and the things that you discover about yourself along the way. I think you're becoming more of an awakened being, and you're just fine-tuning how to actually manifest the goals that you have for yourself. Balance, that's a big one here, balance. Okay, guys, well, that's what I have for your reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I get to see you again. All right. Hi, my group twos. All right, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about what are you manifesting? What is the future going to look like for you with these manifestations coming in? We could be manifesting things consciously, but also subconsciously, guys. So we're going to see what the cards say. Ooh, that one wants to come out. That one, it came out upright. I just pulled it out a weird way. Okay, Seven of Cups. Ooh, so right now I see that you've got a lot of options, a lot of choices. I think that right now you probably just have a lot of ideas spinning in your head, and there's maybe just some confusion about what steps to take because of the options or the different directions that you could be taking. But I see there's a lot of dreams and desires here, kind of like searching for your purpose, maybe a lot of daydreaming, that kind of thing. Seven of Cups is just, it can have a lot of different meanings. So I'm going to pull some more cards for clarity here on what it is that you're manifesting. I think it can also indicate that, you know, maybe we're a little bit more emotional right now. Maybe you're feeling more emotional for whatever reason. Maybe life has just been a bit of a challenge lately and you've got a lot of emotions going on, good, bad, that kind of thing. Can I get more information, please, Spirit, for my group twos? All right, we've got the Hierophant reversed. So, okay, The Hierophant, when it's reversed, is kind of like, for me, it's like a spiritual awakening type of card, because the Hierophant, when it's upright, talks about like religious systems, religious beliefs and traditions and things like that. Like, think of, church or religion. All about like the institutions that society puts in place. And so when it's reversed, this talks about a personal spiritual tradition, a personal spiritual awakening, a personal spiritual belief. It talks about kind of like breaking free from systematic programs such as religion and, marriage, even, all the traditional societal systems that are in place. So breaking free from that, developing like your own beliefs, developing your own, personal belief systems and traditions that resonate with you. It can talk about literal rebellion, like rebelling against these traditions, rebelling against the system, nonconformity, being unconventional, being individual. Combined with the Seven of Cups, I feel like what you're manifesting right now is like a spiritual awakening. You might be going through just like a belief system egg cracking open of like, holy moly, what is it that I even believe? What is it that even makes sense to me? If that resonates with you, congratulations. Welcome to this boat and this journey. It is a wild ride, but it is one of the most incredible things that you could ever give yourself, is going on this journey. It can be quite confusing. It can be scary. It can be isolating. It can be lonely. It can be frustrating. But on the flip side, man, does it just kind of crack you open, and you get so connected with yourself. And breaking free from these systems, breaking free from the matrix is so rewarding. It is so rewarding. So if this resonates with you, and if you feel like, yes, what she's saying is making sense, congratulations. You are on this journey that is going to change your life and how you see yourself and the world around you forever. It's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly significant. So I think that's what you're manifesting, is just a complete like rebirth moment of like, I want to understand what even makes sense to me in reality, and maybe even like an identity crisis, I want to say, because just these two cards combined, I'm sensing there's a bit of like, okay, who am I? What do I believe? What do I want? All of these questions that are real, like at the core of who we are type of questions. You might be manifesting just a whole rebirth and having this current identity crisis where maybe you're just feeling a little confused. You're seeing all these different paths and avenues of options for how to live your life, or beliefs to have, or traditions to be involved with. And maybe right now you're not really sure which one resonates the most with you, and that's okay. If this resonates and that's where you're at right now, I'm here to tell you it's part of the journey, and you will figure it out in time. But I'm encouraged if this is the case for you, because these rebirth moments, man, oh man, do they change everything. So let's see if any more tarot wants to come speak with us before we switch to Oracle. Spirit, is there any other messages from tarot for my group twos? From tarot, please. Sometimes I like just to see if the deck has more to share, if it's done, and I don't really know until I shuffle. Anything else, Spirit? All right. I think that deck is done talking to us. Let's pull out this one. If this is where you are, just please don't be afraid. Just allow yourself to be in this sense of, I want to say purgatory, you know, just kind of like this in between. That's okay. It's part of the journey. It might not be the most comfortable part of it, but it's a necessary step in the process, and it won't last forever. All right, we've got lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Spirit is saying you got this, okay? Like in another life, in a parallel life somewhere, you have already gone through one of these moments. You've probably done it more than once. So don't worry about being confused and having options and maybe not feeling clear about where you're going and who you are right now. You have done this before. You will figure this out again, okay? Your soul remembers. Your human psyche might not, but your soul does. Let's see, what else can I get for my group 2s, please, Spirit? Okay, that one. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I just am getting chills a little bit. This card coming out, I feel like is just so appropriate because I want to pull up this imagery for you. See the Hierophant here, how he looks like a spiritual leader, does he not? He does. This card is reversed. What does this card say? Be the leader you wish you had. Pave a new path. Don't follow. Don't follow. So what you are manifesting is you are separating from leaders and traditions that don't make sense to you, and you are forging your own path. You're her in this image. It's almost like this is where you've been, and it's dark for you. It doesn't make sense to you. It feels heavy and dense. But this is where you're going. This is what you see. This is what resonates with you. You are manifesting a rebirth. You are manifesting you becoming the leader you wish you had. You are becoming the leader you wish you had. It means you're going to forge. You're not going to follow. You might have a lot of options and paths and avenues, and at times it might not be clear what is the right answer. But you've done this before. You've had moments like this before. Whether you remember it or not, you'll do it again. Woo! So, man, I love readings like this. I just want to congratulate you for getting to this stage, because honestly, a lot of people don't even get here. And this is just the start, guys. This is once you break free from a lot of these traditions, and I like to say the matrix, the world just opens up. Reality just changes. You start to feel so much more empowered to create the reality that you want to have. To create this. And it's not to say that everything is perfect and, it's butterflies and rainbows the whole time, but it's something that just resonates more with your deep core, with your soul. And once you start living your life more in alignment with that, God, it just feels so much better. You're still going to have hard days. You're still going to have hard emotions and times when you're angry and sad and all of that. Again, it's not making everything perfect in heaven on earth. That is not why we came to this earthly realm. You're still going to have days that are hard, but life in general is just going to feel much better and you're going to feel so much more empowered than you ever have before. And it's just the start. It's just the start. It's such an amazing journey to go down. A whole rebirth for you. That's what you're manifesting. Ooh, that one flew out. Oh, look, it's the unknown. Oh my gosh. Okay, there are going to be a lot of unknowns for you. I can see that like confusion is going to be there. You're not going to be quite sure. You're going to have to forge. There isn't going to be a path laid out for you because, again, you're breaking free from traditions. You're breaking free from systems, societal systems. You are forging your own path. It's not going to be laid out in front of you. But look, the owl in this image. There's wisdom within you. There's wisdom within you to forge the path. Oh my gosh. I love this reading. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, these two wanted to come out. All right, we've got shadow work, forgiveness, and unconditional love. You are going to become much more familiar with yourself through this process because, again, you're breaking free. Like you're cracking open. You're going to start getting more familiar with the sides of yourself that you're not crazy about, sides of yourself that maybe you suppress, sides of yourself that you don't accept. And you're going to start becoming more understanding of why those aspects within your personality are there. Shadow work is a huge piece of spiritual awakening and going down this journey because we're breaking free from illusion. We are stepping into light. We are stepping into truth. And so light and truth aren't always, light exposes things, right? It takes things out of the dark and exposes them. We are dual in nature. We have duality. There is light and dark within us. There is positive and negative. There's male and female. There's, I could go on, but we all have aspects of ourselves that we don't fully love or accept or understand. And once you start cracking yourself open and going down this journey of rebirth and spiritual awakening, you start to, forgiveness and unconditional love, you start to understand why the darker aspects of your personality are there, what purpose they're serving, because I promise you, they're all serving a purpose. And you start to love yourself anyway, because you understand why it's there. It's not there just to be a nuisance. It's not there because, you're supposed to be perfect and you're just not strong enough to be. It's there because it served a purpose. So that's going to be you. You're going to start forgiving the aspects of yourself that maybe you're not crazy about and just loving yourself anyway. And then we've got sacred breath, giving and receiving life, divine exchange. Okay, so I think that you're going to be in a more exchange type of mode with yourself, with those around you, with how you spend your time. It's going to be like this heightened awareness of what deserves my giving. Kind of like, is it serving me, right? Like, is this person in relationship serving me in some way? Am I serving them in some way? Is my time spent on this activity serving me in some way? Are my priorities aligned with what's serving me? Okay, like that, this idea of divine exchange, your energy, where it goes, your time, where it goes, what's being received from it. Is it divine? Is it serving? Is it sacred? Those types of thoughts are going to start infiltrating the way that you view where your time is spent, where your energy is spent. and who it's spent with and what it's spent on. Make sure there's a give and take. Make sure it feels divine in nature, because again, you are now getting more connected with your divine. You are manifesting a more divine-led experience in your life. You're now choosing, you want something that feels more divine, feels more resonant with the soul. So you're going to have a heightened awareness on, does this serve that purpose? I just love it. Oh, okay. This one definitely came out. Ooh, okay, past life. Okay, so yeah, I feel like Spirit is saying, what you're kind of going through right now is going to be connected to a past life in some way. And that's why, this card showed up with like the soul memories and gifts. Like you've done this before. So what you're going through right now, I'm hearing, is not the first time you've been on a journey like this. So I feel like that's kind of why the owl shows up here in the image too. Like it's almost like you are going to figure this out. This has like a past life tie. You've done this before. You have knowledge and wisdom deep within you that that is going to help you on this journey. Okay, we had two more that wanted to come out. We've got safe travel. Okay, so you might be finding yourself wanting to travel on this journey. Like maybe you're going to want to be traveling more just for, enjoyment and wanting to experience the world or have different experiences. Like maybe that's part of your soul's journey, is like you're craving travel and like new experiences and seeing new things. Maybe for some of you, this new rebirth can involve relocation permanently. Maybe you're considering, where would I like to live that would feel more resonant with my soul, or the lifestyle that I would like to have, something like that. Ooh, and then we've got water. So it did come out with the travel. So I think that you guys could be traveling to somewhere with water, like maybe somewhere with the ocean, an island somewhere, or just, relocating maybe to like somewhere that is on a beach and kind of fills that soul's purpose of like what resonates more with you and where you're happiest. Interesting. Spirit is saying, safe travel. If you do decide to travel, you're going to be safe. If you do decide to relocate, this is a safe move for you. Wow, guys. Well, I'm excited for you. Rebirth journeys are just, I think, the most profound experience we can have. And so I'm wishing you just so much luck on this journey. And just remember that you've done this before. You'll figure this out again. And it's not always going to be clear or make sense, but you're manifesting just a rebirth of yourself that is much more aligned with who you actually are. So that should be encouraging. Okay, well, that's what I have for you. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys on another one. All right, bye. All right, hello, my group threes. If you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading on what are you manifesting. So let's find out what Spirit is going to show us. For my group threes, please. Ooh, okay, we got two here. We've got Strength and then the Lovers reversed. Okay, so right off the bat, I am seeing that what you are manifesting is there's a separation of some kind happening. This could be with a lover. This could be with a friend. This could be with a business colleague, a business partner. The lovers don't have to indicate love relationships. It's just, two connection, like a relationship of two people. So with it being reversed, this does talk about the separation of that connection. So there's an imbalance in this relationship. It's not harmonious. It could be, literally disconnecting and separating. But I see that there is strength. There is strength within this. So this means that what you are manifesting is strength to get yourself through this obstacle in your life. Or maybe for some of you, it could be the strength to leave this relationship that is not harmonious, that is not in alignment, that is not working well. Okay? So you're manifesting strength to get through this situation, or the strength to finally come to terms with okay, this just isn't working. I need to separate and find something else, or even go solo. Ooh, okay, we've got the Two of Swords reversed. So Two of Swords is kind of like feeling stuck, having difficult choices. I think that when it's reversed, in this particular reading, it's going to talk about there's some sort of internal struggle here with, I guess, this relationship is what I'm going to say. There's an internal struggle that you've been dealing with this relationship. It probably is something in your head, should I stay? Should I go? Is this relationship working? Am I going to be okay if I make a separation from this partnership, this relationship? And so an inability to decide, really feeling stuck, and internally just kind of struggling with these decisions. Interesting. So I can imagine this situation for you has probably not been easy. I think you've been feeling a lot of hesitation to make decisions and feeling unclear about what the right decision is for you. But strength showed up. So I'm showing that you are ultimately going to have the strength to see your way through this situation, and also to face truth. The swords talk about communication and mental activity. And so I think within, the rest of this reading, there's an element of truth that is being brought to the surface, whether it's with the person that you're dealing with or really just within yourself, where maybe there was once a time where we didn't feel strong enough to face the truth, almost like telling yourself it's okay when deep down it's not, that kind of thing. And now we're reaching a point where we're like, you know what? It's not okay. And I have the strength to just kind of acknowledge it and see it for what it is. Okay. And the Two of Swords, when it's upright, she's got this blindfold. It's almost like she's, blind to some degree. With it being reversed, I view that as you are taking off the blindfold. You have now gotten the strength to remove the blindfold and see things for what they are. Okay? So kudos to you if that's resonating, because it does take strength to acknowledge the truth. It does take courage. It does take maturity to be able to do that. Ooh, this one definitely wants to come out. Okay. We've got deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Okay, so the Arcturians are known for being masters of emotional and physical healing, essentially. And so Through this situation, you're going to be called upon to physically and emotionally heal yourself. And I think that's what you're manifesting. I think you're manifesting the strength to heal from this situation. And you're going to be focused more on you. Deep cellular healing. So that's a great card to come up with, you know, the situation here. So take time in the coming months to focus on yourself, heal from whatever the situation was and whatever sense of loss or disappointment that you might be experiencing, and just give yourself time to heal, you know? Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. All right, so I do feel called to say, like, if this is a relationship, like a love relationship, this card is speaking to you guys because time is not running out. I think for a lot of people, and I think especially women, there's this sense of, when it comes to love, like a time or a clock ticking, like their time is running out. You know, we're the ones that carry a child and go through pregnancy and things like that. And there is a time stamp on that for women. So there is just this underlying, you know, clock in our minds that are kind of ticking in the background of, you know, wanting to settle down and have a family, if that's, you know, resonant. Some women don't want that or desire that, and that's fine. But for some of us, we do. And so if this is talking about like a love relationship and you guys are going through a separation, Spirit is saying, like, trust the wave that you're on. Time is not running out. And I'm going to pull up this image. Look, there's 3 women in this image here, like 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, upon first glance, like, sure, you might say, like, okay, she's ahead of these 2. But, you know, zoom out, bigger picture type of thinking. We all are meant to come in on the waves that we're meant to come in on. And let's say your friend Susie over here, who settled down when she was 25, you know, sure, maybe she settled down before you, but who knows? Maybe she's not even happy. Maybe her and her husband that have been together forever, you know, maybe they're at an impasse in their relationship where they're living together and have kids together and they're roommates at this point and they're not even happy. You might not see that because people don't often show the harder aspects of their lives to people unless they're really, really close with them. So on the surface, it might look great. It might look like Susie over here has like the perfect family and she's got her kids and yada, yada, yada. For all you know, her and her husband aren't even faithful together because they've become roommates at this point. So my point being is, like, you never really know what's going on with people, and what you see on social media and what's on the surface is a very curated small snippet of what their life actually looks like. So it's the big picture thinking that is helpful in moments like this, because you might be back here looking at these women in front of you going, oh my gosh, time is running out for me and da 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 da. Meanwhile, you waited until you were a little older to settle down and learn more about who you were and, you know, became more mature so that the man that you end up marrying is maybe going to treat you better than Susie's husband, who she met when she was 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all in perspective. And so trust the timing, trust the wave that you're riding in on. Time is not running out for you. Time is, things are going to unfold the way they're supposed to. And I think just having faith in that and setting the intention that that's what you're going to choose to believe is going to be really helpful for you in this time. So I see like what you're manifesting is almost like I want to say like a newfound sense of self-worth and individualism. Like maybe you're, oh, this card flew out. Oh my God, and this is so funny. Release identity. Merge of Swords. Okay, so like literally like what I was just saying. I think what you're manifesting is like a new, like the mask is coming off and like you're just dissolving the identity and the situations that didn't really resonate with you, and you're manifesting like a new you. And I think this new you is going to be much more inclined to like kind of choose for yourself what makes you happy and where your worth is, as opposed to like relying on a partner for it. And I want to say like once you really master that, like once you kind of get comfortable with you and with where you are being like back here, let's say, like the right person, if that's important to you, is going to come along. It's almost like you're going to manifest the frequency of finding what you hope to find in a partner, just by like being okay without one. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, let's see what else we can get from my group threes, please. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right, so we've got meditation, contemplation, peace, communication. Okay, so find time to contemplate. Find time to meditate even. Find time to really get clear with yourself and to find peace with your situation. Okay, heal yourself, trust the timing, trust the wave that you're on. Contemplate more about like, you know, you're releasing identity here. You're dissolving what doesn't resonate anymore. So find contemplation with, okay, where do I want to go? Who is it that I want to be? What is it that's important to me? Make peace with yourself. Make peace with the situation that you're involved with right now. Make peace with the timing of where your life is. And then communication, you know, communicate with your higher self. Meditation, communicate with your higher self. Communicate with your angels. Communicate with those around you what is actually important to you. Communicate your truth to yourself and to those around you. And you could be finding you're having the strength now to actually communicate your truth. Okay, you've got the Talisman. I'm going to pull the book on this one because I want to make sure I'm interpreting this correctly. I want to say I think it's like a thing of protection. Oh my gosh, and I can't find the... Where is it? Okay, we'll go here. It's on the... Okay. Okay, the Talisman represents new doors opening for you now. Ooh, okay. New pathways are present at this time. It also invites you to find or create and charge an appropriate symbol, amulet, or mantra to help support your current endeavors or healing. Empower this talisman with your intention to evoke its magic in your everyday life. Okay, so maybe find some sort of, you know, object that resonates with you and keep it with you and have like a mantra with it. Maybe your mantra could be, I have the strength to release what doesn't serve me and the courage to pursue what does, or something like that. Or maybe if it's like a relationship thing, you could find like a heart charm and say, I am worthy of love from someone who's going to respect me and honor me. And I believe they'll come to me when the time is right. Whatever it is, having a talisman is going to be beneficial for you to help keep your mind feeling unstuck. Okay, you're dissolving this old identity. You're separating from whatever this situation is that isn't serving you. And you are, creating a new reality for yourself where exactly where you are is okay and you are worth all of the things that you desire. And so having something physical just to help remind us of that could be really beneficial. It'll help keep your mind on track. It'll help give you the strength that you need to heal. Maybe your mantra could be, I am capable of healing from whatever hurt has been afflicted upon me. I'm strong enough to get through this situation. Come up with your own, figure out what resonates with you and what makes the most sense. But having this talisman and this little like physical thing that can remind you of this mantra is going to help you heal. All right, let's see if there's any other. Oop. Then we've got full moon. Okay, the full moon. All right, let's pull the book on this one. A ceremony, culmination, or completion of cycle and time. Okay, so yeah, coming to a completion with a certain situation. There is magic here. The full moon has the power to magnify your dreams. It can also take away anything not in alignment with them. Be open to the magic and the wonders of all things. Meditate or perform a ritual on the full moon to draw more of her powerful, feminine, receptive energy into your life. Okay, so just a call from spirit to like maybe, get your talisman and like on a full moon, go out and like charge your talisman with it and set intentions. But either way, you have opportunity here to restart and to kind of like re-identify yourself. I like this reading a lot, and I'm hoping it's going to leave you feeling a little bit more at peace with where you are and having the strength to just know that you can get through whatever hardships you're going through and empower you to, kind of like set the tone for the next chapter that you're going to head into. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'm wishing you guys so much love, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.